Hi everyone, the discussion for this week's assignment will cover a brief summary of our week's reading, which was the functionalism versus conflict theory, John Dewey's main ideas and the concept of progressive education, cultural capital, the banking concept of education, and Paulo Freire's idea on education, freedom, and critical thinking. When we look at how schools work, functionalism and conflict theory give us two very different lenses. Functionalism focuses on the positive role of schools play in society. From this view, schools teach shared values, prepare students for future jobs, and help keep society stable and organized. It's a very optimistic perspective that sees education as something that benefits everyone. However, conflict theory challenges that idea. It argues that schools often reflect and reinforce the inequalities already present in our society. Students from wealthier families tend to have more resources, more support, more opportunities, and the school system often rewards the cultural norms and expectations of those groups. So instead of actually leveling out the playing field, schools can unintentionally keep certain groups at an advantage and others at a disadvantage. These two theories help us see that both the strengths and the problems within our education system. John Dewey offered a different kind of vision through progressive education. Dewey believed that learning should be active, hands-on, and connected to real-life situations. Instead of just memorizing facts, maybe doing worksheets, students should explore, ask questions, and work together to solve meaningful problems. He saw the classroom as a small version of a democratic society where students practice communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. Dewey's ideas still influence modern teaching, especially approaches that focus on inquiry, projects, and for students to have their own voice. The idea of cultural capital connects strongly to conflict theory. Cultural capital includes the experiences, language patterns, habits, and background knowledge that students bring from home. Schools tend to value the cultural capital of middle and upper class families. Things like academic language, access to books and enrichment activities, or parents who know how to navigate school systems. This helps explain why socioeconomic status is the strongest predictor of school success. It's not just about the money, it's about the cultural advantages that align with what the school expects. Paulo Freire added another powerful critique with his idea of banking concept of education. In this model, teachers deposit information into students who are expected to quietly just receive it, learn it. Freire argued that this approach limits students' freedoms and keeps them from developing their own ideas. Instead, he believed education should be a dialogue, both teachers and students learning from each other, questioning concepts, and working together to create change. For him, true education builds critical thinking and the ability to challenge injustice. My personal reflection of these readings, I guess what stands out most to me across all these theories is how they highlight the tension between what education could be and what it sometimes becomes. Dewey and Freire's ideas feel inspiring because they center students as active thinkers and problem solvers. They imagine classrooms where students have their own voice, where learning is meaningful, and where education helps people grow into engaged and thoughtful citizens, productive citizens. At the same time, conflict theory and cultural capital remind me that not all students start from the same place. Even with the best intentions, schools can reproduce inequalities if we don't pay attention to the different backgrounds and needs that each one of our students bring. That part really resonates with me. Because it pushes educators to look beyond individual effort and consider the bigger systems at play. Overall, these theories help me see that education both as a challenge and as an opportunity. They encourage me to think about how teaching can support fairness, curiosity, and empowerment, and how us as teachers, we can create that learning environment where each one of our students feels seen, heard, capable, and valued. Thank you. Bye-bye.